If you had been back with me in the year 2000, you would have seen my excitement as I opened my first business. It was called Lucy's Playpen. It was this incredible playground meant for kids ages 7 and under and their parents. Now you might be able to picture this. This is where Gainsborough and Hyde Park Road are in London. And in the year 2000, there was nothing but farmland there. My husband actually farmed on it. And this was there, but we knew in the development and in the city that they were building the big box stores like Walmart, Canadian Tire, the restaurants. There was housing developments and condos going into that same section. And I was going to be right smack dead in that corner. People were going to drive by my store and see it. They were going to pass by and go, "What is that? Lucy's Playpen." I did this great business plan, and one of the things I said in that business plan was that I was going to have drive-by traffic for my store. Now inside, if you had been there, you would have seen this great big warehouse. And on one corner of it was all the big kind of toys you can't have in your own home. So the slides and the climbers, all the fun stuff. So in the winter you could still do it, in the summer you could get away from the heat. And then on the other corner there was a spot for infants. The swings, the exercisers. It was safe and padded, and just a really nice, safe place for those little ones to be. And then moms and dads, your corner was right over here. And if you had seen your corner, you would have seen the 2 white leather couches that you sank into when you came in. You put your feet up. You would have smelled the hot coffee as it brewed as you walked in the door. And there was a magazine rack full of every type of magazine you can imagine, and not the kind you find at your doctor's office. Real up-to-date gossip. And I had internet service fast, before even Williams and Pub could think about it. So imagine you come in and you sit down, your kids would be out playing for hours, meet up with a girlfriend. It's gonna be beautiful. Opening day, our walls were packed, jam-packed with grandparents and kids and parents, brothers and sisters. My friends, they keep coming up to me and saying, "Sarah, you're amazing. I don't know how you go out and live your dreams like that. I'd never have the guts to do that." My family were like, "We're so proud of you. You've done it. You're living your dream. You've opened your business. It's amazing." Other friends and colleagues said to me, "Hey, Sarah, how do you know when's the right time to take the risk?" It's awesome. Well, everything was going along smoothly. And there's that honeymoon phase in business. You might be in it. Or you might have had that. Well, I had that, and I had lots of interaction right after that for the first couple of months. And then the numbers started to dwindle. And then I get a letter in the mail. And it says, "Dear occupant, this is to advise you that the development has been put on hold due to sewer problems. 2 years. Well, that hurt, and it hurt bad. But you know what? Every day when someone would come to Lucy's Playpen, I'd be, "Hey, Crystal, welcome, come on in, enjoy yourself." And the next day someone would come and I'd say, "Hey, Tracy, I love seeing your kids. It's wonderful to have you." And inside, I was crying. Because every day, my business and bank account sunk. But every day I'd be there and I'd be like, welcome to Lucy's Playpen. Please come in and join us." But I'd stay silent, didn't tell a soul. And then if you had been with me on that day, that frightful, scary day, you would have seen me and my husband standing at Dundas and Wellington Street, holding hands. I was holding so tight that my husband Mike's hands, his white knuckles. We were at the Price Waterhouse building, ready to sign our LLC. We go up into the elevator and it was silent, not a word. You couldn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, my husband, he turns to me and he says, "Sarah, they can take all they want, but they can't take our love." We walked out of the elevator and signed for bankruptcy. And we did lose everything that day, except our love. One of the hardest days of my life. Well, fast forward, and I did what every great entrepreneur does. When times get tough, you go back to work. I worked 9 to 5, every day showing up with a smile on my face, and inside my dream had died. I wasn't happy. I knew I had something in me. And so I came up with a new idea, Spoken Advantage. Now when I presented this idea to my friends and family, my friends would be like, hey Sarah, that's so great. Are you sure? Are you sure that's really what you want to do? My family, Sarah, I love all your energy and your commitment to this, but you realize that nobody in our family has ever done a business.
And remember what you did last time.
Got it. There's this one gentleman that I met over the course of networking who said to me, Sarah, dreams are destined to destroy you. Dreams are destined to destroy you. So I did it anyway. I opened Spoken Advantage 7 years ago. Now, did Spoken Advantage have challenges and obstacles? Absolutely. Absolutely. There was actually one time where 2 years ago, I was struck with a terrible illness. And you would have seen me at the Metro Prevention Center, and I was standing ready to go on stage to talk about mental health in the workplace to an audience of 200. And I got up onto the platform where you walk up the 3 stairs onto the stage, and I stood there, and all of a sudden, I was struck with a pain in my face, as if someone was jabbing a knife into it. Ran from my ear to my mouth. They call it trigeminal neuralgia, otherwise known as a suicide disease, or a reason. So I had these electric shocks that would go through my face, never knowing when they were going to hit. Now you can imagine, as a professional speaker, that's a little bit of a problem. As a coach, that's even a bigger problem. But you know what? I did something a little different this time. I told everybody I knew. Friends, family, networking. I told everyone, coaches. And I heard some great things come my way. One of them says, Sarah, you know what? With every challenge, there's a choice. You have a choice. So I thought about that. I didn't know what it was, but I thought about it. I guess one of my choices was to go bankrupt. One of my choices was to stop business and doing what I knew to do, and that's go back to work. But then one day I called up my coach and I said, hey, Craig, I'm stuck. I don't think I can do my public speaking business anymore. I think I'm done. My dream is done. Maybe that guy was right. And he said, Sarah, he said, you know what? Your message is not in your voice. It's in your heart and your head. Find a new way to share your message. And so I did. I started coaching online, so people from all over the world would send me their videos of their public speaking, of their presentations, and I would critique them and give them suggestions and ideas to make them more powerful and profitable. I started speaking my message through writing it. I put myself in a book, a couple of other books on the way. I started writing blogs, started building mental health awareness through that. Interestingly enough, through the course of it, and you know what it's like with illness, you go through all the different MRIs and CAT scans and all that kinds of things. I found a surgeon here in London, Dr. Parent, who actually went through the back of my brain and put cushions between the vessels and the nerves in my face. I woke up after 9 hours of surgery, never feeling pain again. So now look, this is the really neat part about this story, is the fact that now I have this new way of doing business that was doing quite well. I added it to the old way I did business, speaking and coaching face-to-face. I doubled business. I doubled my business. Past 2 years have been my best business years ever. So, what made the difference between going bankrupt and building a successful business? 3 things. And when I've asked other people and coached other people on keeping their businesses strong and healthy, they'll say the same things. And it's not about me, it's about this process. We're there. Every challenge has a choice. Every single challenge in business, there is choice. You have choices. Some of the choices you may not like. But if you sat down and did the exercise of what is my challenge, what are my choices, you are going to find something that fits for you and works for you. The second is, in every obstacle, there is an opportunity. Because, and you'll hear this time and time again with illness, right? Some people will say, hey, I had cancer. I'm stronger, I'm healthier, I have a better mindset, I love life better than when I was living before. Every obstacle has an opportunity. And this is the most important one. The difference between going bankrupt and staying alive was practicing vulnerability, speaking out. Staying silent can cost your business. Speaking out can have your business survive and grow. Brené Brown. Has anyone heard of Brené Brown? A couple people? Brené Brown is an author. She's now on Oprah's Life Class. She's an inspirational speaker. But Brené Brown says that vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. I'll say that again. Vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity, innovation, and change. Isn't that what the business is all about? Creativity, innovation, and change. The reason I shared this story with you is because I believe if you have a dream and you go with that dream, not letting anyone stop you, you too can have a business come to life.